Hello.
Tommy, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's Lochlin Cross from 95.7 Cruise FM.
I figured so.
I put a note on social media today, and I said, I'm going to be interviewing Tommy Chong. Is there anything you guys want me to ask? And overwhelmingly, people wanted to know if you found Dave yet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Not only found him, but I put him to work.
You got Dave a job, did you? Nice.
Well, it's Dave Lopez.
Okay.
Dave Lopez. He's my pool guy.
Tommy, you have a connection to Edmonton. You were born here. How much time did you end up spending here?
Well, I was born in Edmonton, then we moved all over the place. It ended up in Calgary.
Yeah.
But we used to, when we had our band, the Shades, we went up there to play up there, and then you know how the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Well, the women were much. Well, they hadn't heard our boring stories, like in Calgary.
Okay, yeah.
It was new territory. So we would go up to Edmonton every chance we got. We loved Edmonton. I still do. It's one of the greatest music cities in the world.
Are you saying that the Edmonton women might be greener
than Calgary?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But, you got a lot of gorgeous women in them. Yeah, gorgeous women in Calgary. But the thing is, they knew me.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, everybody, this is going to be a question you're going to get sick of with all of these interviews that you've been doing. But, I mean, is the conversation revolving around legalization is strong right now. And I'm guessing that it gets floated your way quite a bit, not only because of what's happening in Canada, but also because of what's happening in the United States with the decriminalization, not only of medical marijuana, but of also the recreational side of things. Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we making any mistakes, though? I mean, from what you can see that's happening in the U.S. and in Canada?
Oh, yeah. You're just slow on the uptake.
Yeah.
I mean, we still, even though they've proven that marijuana is good for every kind of disease.
Yeah.
Every kind of disease. It's the answer to the opioid problem.
I don't disagree
marijuana
with
is the answer to the heroin problem. In fact, the heroin users in Vancouver have been using marijuana for years to keep them, stable until they get their fix. And so the only mistake anybody's making is by not researching it enough. That's the only mistake. And I'm talking about politicians and policemen and people that have demonized marijuana for years and made money off it. Now they have to, get on their or get a young kid to show them how to use their phone and Google marijuana and learn about this miracle plant.
Yeah. Past that point, though, Tommy, is also a conversation about, they should be looking into it more from a scientific perspective too, right? Like they not just learning about it, the politicians, but I'm talking about doctors and find out exactly and get clinical research to back up what longtime users have known for years, right?
Yes. And not only longtime users. How about the Chinese have been using it for 5,000 years?
Yeah.
For menstrual cramps and for all sorts of, and for cancer. You look in the early Chinese writings, they've known about this plant forever, for years. And everybody's known about it. When it was legal, it was called cannabis.
Yeah.
And when they wanted to demonize it and make it a racial problem, they called it marijuana. So it's a racist law, and trouble is with Canada still has a lot of racism, in its system, and until you get rid of that, you're still going they're going to keep using marijuana or some kind of excuse to demonize people of color. You know?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point that you make, because I think in Canada we take a look at what's happening in the United States, and comparatively speaking, we go, oh well, we don't have a race problem, but we have race issues in our own country as well. Yes, we do.
In the meantime, every indigenous native up there is still treated to reservations.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
But you notice, the good plus is, I remember going to Winnipeg, going to late night Calgary, Edmonton, and there'd be a lot of drunk natives.
Yeah,
a lot. But since they legalized weed, less and less and less. There's hardly any that I know of.
Yeah.
I mean, the drunken problem, the DUIs have dropped. All the alcohol problem has starting to disappear thanks to marijuana.
Now, I'm guessing it was probably always a bit of a bone of contention with you, but seeing where we are now, Tommy, and you having had gone to jail for basically selling bongs, does it not just?
Yeah.
Does it annoy you? Does it just piss you off that you had to deal with that back in the day, based on where we're at now?
Not at all. Not at all.
Good.
One thing pot has, in fact, pot mellows everybody out. Remember, I do a bit mellow,
Yeah.
The thing is, pot mellowed me out to the fact that I gladly went to jail. I was sad that I had to leave my family, but I was looking forward to the experience, and I turned it into a religious retreat. I had 9 months of the some of the best times of my life. It was in incarceration, in jail. And that's why I tell people, that are going to jail, hey, listen, man, it's not as bad as everybody wants you to think it is. In fact, it's quite nice because you get to read all the books that you never read before. You get to just look after yourself, nobody else, just you. I mean, there's a big plus for it. But, as far as being bitter or no, not at all. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Because look what happened. I went to jail. I come out, and pot's legal. so I feel like it was all because of me.
You're awesome, man. Outside of your work with Cheech and your movies and whatnot, is there a favorite role, entertainment-wise, that you can think back on?
When I was on that 70s show, that was a show that went for 5 years.
Yeah.
And, minus 1 year that I was in jail. And that was I would say that was one of my favorite roles. And plus doing stand-up with my wife, who is from Vancouver, my Vancouver wife, Shelby, I mean, that was another highlight. See what happened? I broke up with Cheech. Cheech left me to do movies, and he left me for Don Johnson, basically. And so but I took advantage of everything. You see, to me, every door that closes means another door is opening, and that's the way I look at life, and that's the way I look at everything.
Cheech and Chong Cannabis Tour is coming to town in October. If you want any ticket information whatsoever, go to our webpage. Can you give us a quick idea of what to expect with this tour when you bring it to town?
It's a little bit like a Mexican wedding, something old, something new, and a lot of people stoned.
Awesome. Listen, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I just want you to do a quick little favor for me. So I have two co-hosts, and Grant and Jimmy, and they didn't make it in today because they're sacks of shit. So I want you to say something. I want you to say something nasty about Grant and Jimmy. Just say, "Hey, I was hoping to meet Grant and Jimmy. You two dicks didn't show up," or something like that, and then I'll play that for them tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Hey, man, I was hoping to meet Grant and Jimmy, but then after what you said about them, I guess I'm not looking forward to meeting them.
Oh, they're just dicks, Tommy. Just dicks.
Hey, I heard that. hey, listen, I just came from a dick doctor, so don't knock it, man.
Is everything okay down there,
I got to do some reconstruction, but it's on the way.
All right, a tip from Tommy today: wash your junk, everybody.
Yeah, and by the way, those pills work.
Awesome. We look forward to seeing you in October. And if you have time when you're here in Edmonton, drop me a line, okay, Tommy, and we'll have you down on the show, okay, man?
Will.
All right, brother.
I'd love to. I'll see you then.
Take care, man. A quick little favor for me. So I have two co-hosts, and Grant and Jimmy, and they didn't make it in today because they're sacks of shit. So I want you to say something. I want you to say something nasty about Grant and Jimmy. Just say, "Hey, I was hoping to meet Grant and Jimmy. You two dicks didn't show up," or something like that, and then I'll play that for them tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Hey, man, I was hoping to meet Grant and Jimmy, but then after what you said about them, I guess I'm not looking forward to meeting them.
Oh, they're just dicks, Tommy. Just dicks.
Hey, I heard that. Hey, listen, I just came from a dick doctor, so don't knock it, man.
Is everything okay down there, Tommy?
Well, it will be. I got to do some reconstruction, but it's on the way.
All right, a tip from Tommy today: wash your junk, everybody.
Yeah, and by the way, those pills work.
Awesome. We look forward to seeing you in October. And if you have time when you're here in Edmonton, drop me a line, okay, Tommy, and we'll have you down on the show, okay, man?
Will.
All right, brother.
I'd love to. I'll see you then.
Take care, man.
Bye-bye.
The Locker Room, weekday mornings on 95.7 Cruise FM.